Inner Earth Chapter 1. The fall beneath Darius Johnson was not an explorer. He was a man with bills, responsibilities, and a quiet life in Atlanta. But fate has no regard for plans. One summer afternoon, while hiking through an unfamiliar cave system in South America, Darius slipped on a wet patch of rock. Instead of the expected hard thud of stone beneath him, he fell through a hollow in the earth, into blackness. The drop should have killed him, but it didn't. Instead, he landed on soft moss that glowed faintly in the dark. When he raised his head, his breath caught. Above him, a ceiling of stone opened like a cracked shell, spilling rays of sunlight that didn't belong. Beneath him stretched a world that should not exist. Forests rose with trees twice the size of redwoods. Birds flashed in brilliant hues, electric blues, fiery oranges, greens that seemed to shimmer like liquid emerald. But they weren't just birds. Some had four wings, some had long reptilian tails. Their songs echoed, a chorus so strange it made his skin prickle. Darius stumbled forward, his heartbeat racing. He hadn't discovered a cave. He had fallen into a whole other realm. Inner Earth, Chapter 2, A Living Myth, Days Blurred. Darius wandered deeper, trying to find an exit, but the inner Earth seemed endless. His phone battery died and time lost its meaning. The animals fascinated and terrified him. He saw a stag with scales instead of fur, its antlers sparking faintly as though charged with static. He glimpsed dragonfly-like insects the size of hawks, their translucent wings humming like engines. Every creature seemed too vivid, too evolved. Like Earth's myths had come alive, hunger forced him into savagery. At first, he gagged at the thought of eating insects. But when his stomach twisted, he hunted. He roasted a massive beetle whose shell gleamed like molten copper. The taste was bitter but sustaining. Other creatures, lizardfish hybrids pulled from glowing ponds, became his reluctant meals. Every catch risked death. Some insects dripped venom from serrated fangs. Some pulsed with bioluminescent warning colors. More than once, a sting left his arm numb for hours. The inner Earth fed him, but it also reminded him he did not belong. Inner Earth, Chapter 3. The Stalking Silence. It began with unease. Darius noticed broken branches behind him that he hadn't stepped on. Stones moved in patterns too deliberate for chance, and at night, while he huddled under enormous leaves, he felt eyes on him. At first, he blamed paranoia. But then he found footprints. They weren't his. The shape was strange, narrow, with elongated toes, but they were undeniably human. Darius froze, realizing he wasn't alone. Someone, had been watching him since the moment he arrived. Inner Earth, Chapter 4. The River of Light. Thirst nearly broke him before he found it. A stream clearer than crystal wound through the forest, its waters glowing faintly as if starlight had been poured into liquid. He knelt, cupping his hands, and drank. The effect was immediate. Fire spread through his veins. He tore open his shirt and gasped. His body glowed from within, his veins alight like neon wiring. He stumbled backward, both terrified and exhilarated. His muscles surged with strength, his breathing steadied, his exhaustion faded. The water had changed him. He knew it wasn't permanent. He knew it was borrowed power. But in that moment, he felt like he could tear through stone if he tried. And he realized something chilling. Whoever had been watching him must have known about this water too. Inner Earth, Chapter 5. The Woman in the Shadows. The signs of civilization grew clearer. A woven mat of grass left near his sleeping place. Marks on trees carved in patterns. Once, a basket of strange fruit sat waiting for him at dawn. Finally, he saw her. At first, she was only a silhouette behind the glowing ferns. Her skin was dark like his, but it shimmered faintly under the inner Earth light. Her eyes glowed with a strange silver tint. She wore garments woven from fibers he didn't recognize. And when she moved, it was silent, graceful like a predator. She didn't speak. She only watched, tilting her head as if measuring his worth. Darius felt both drawn and terrified. Who was she? A guardian of this place, a hunter, a goddess of the inner Earth? When he tried to approach, she vanished, dissolving back into the trees. Inner Earth, Chapter 6, Survival and Revelation. Weeks turned to months. Darius became something else, part man, part survivor of a world that wanted to consume him. He mastered crude weapons. He learned which glowing mushrooms healed wounds and which paralyzed him. He painted his own survival story on stone walls, unsure if he'd ever see daylight again. But the woman was always there, watching. Sometimes he saw her shadow beside the river, sometimes her reflection in the glowing water. Once she left behind a carved pendant made of bone, etched with symbols he couldn't understand. The inner earth was alive. It wasn't just a place, it was aware of him, and she was its messenger. Inner Earth, final chapter, The Way Out. One night, after drinking again from the glowing river, Darius dreamed. In the dream, the woman finally spoke. Her voice was like wind moving through hollow stone. You are not meant to stay, but you are not unchanged. The earth chooses who sees its heart. When he woke, the forest seemed to guide him. Paths opening, stones aligning, animals retreating as if clearing a way. At the edge of a cavern he saw it, a spiraling tunnel of light rising upward. The way home. But he hesitated. He looked back at the glowing world, at the myths made flesh, at the woman in the shadows who still stood watching. His veins still burned with the river's power, but he knew it would fade once he left. Still, he stepped forward. One choice, one step, back into the unknown of his own world, carrying with him the secret of the inner earth. And he knew he could never explain it. Not truly, not without sounding insane. The inner earth wasn't just a discovery, it was a calling.